Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm going to be reacting to RamDas talks about his first meeting with Maharaji. Maharaji. I think I said it correctly. In a way, I've never seen RamDas, but I think, is that a picture of him right there? I always thought to him to be, I don't know, young, I suppose, and very rock and roll. But then again, I don't know. Just the name itself, I guess, reminds me a little bit of Duhas and all those kind of bands. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what he has to say.
I kept contacting people who knew the consciousness and the levels, and they didn't take acid. When I went to India, my method was psychedelics. When I came back from India, it was inside of me. In going to India, I was looking for somebody that could read the maps of my consciousness. I found Maharaji. He was the map. I met Maharaji in a little temple in the mountains, the Himalayas. I had been traveling with a young Westerner who had been in India for many months. And so he knew his way around.
So I took him in the Land Rover up the mountains to meet Neem Karoli Baba. Against his will. He was really uptight, angry, didn't want to go. Was giving me a hard time, was mad because I was driving. He wanted to drive.
We stopped on the way about 100 miles from the temple. And we stopped, and I went outside from the house, and the stars, like stars, Van Gogh, those stars. And I thought of my mother. She was dead 6 months. And then I went inside, and we went on to the Guru.
RamDas first met Maharaji right here. Maharaji was sitting here with all these devotees were here, and he came here with Bhagwan Das. So it is a tradition here just to bow down before a saint. So Bhagwan Das bowed down and pranamed, but RamDas was a bit hesitating.
He's laying on his belly on the ground, touching the feet of the Guru. And I was Harvard professor. I wasn't going to go up and touch somebody's feet.
He had his hands in his pockets and just watching. And
so he said, come, this, sit down. Then he said, you were out under the stars thinking of your mother last night, which, I mean, a Harvard professor, you know, knowing, having been in cognitive research and stuff like that, nothing made me ready for that.
You were remembering your mother. She died of spleen.
And that was the breakthrough. That was the quieting my mind. Quieting my mind.
You know, it's like Jesus when he met the woman at the well and told her everything she'd ever done. That's what Maharaji would do. He would tell us everything that we've been doing in the last parts of our lives. You're thinking, wow, he knows everything.
When Maharaji was near me, I was bathed in love. And because he knew everything about me, that was like I was forgiven. I think prior to that, I had a lot of things in my past. I didn't want anybody to know. And I always felt that if they knew, they wouldn't love me. He knew, and he loved me.
Okay, that was quick. I talk about this first meeting. I do wonder if now he bows to him, and that's pretty interesting. I mean, 100 miles, I think that's what he said before the temple, and that's when he looked up in the sky. What is that something that's fairly common for a guru to do? To be able to, how do I say, I guess know a little bit something about you. I don't know a little bit of something about you. Because according to the, I guess the American maybe, that that's the way Maharaji does. And I'm wondering also, I guess I'm curious more to learn a little bit more about RamDas in terms of just the initial parts, like what made him seek this person, what made him start this quest, and what made him turn. Those are the very interesting stories. Not the fact that they become enlightened or not, or what they've learned necessarily. It's usually the initial things for me, because that is something that it's generally, how do I say, the more difficult part of doing or learning about these things, because what is it? How do I say? Once you're in it, it's very easy to continue that path. But to get into it, to want to learn more about it, is usually the difficult part, because you don't know to trust what it is that you're being taught, or to, you don't want to be a fool, you don't want to be taken advantage of. There are, what is it, con people everywhere, conning you out of your money, conning you out of your whatever it may be, and you don't want to be either a fool and just, play into what they're doing, or you don't want to be conned, you don't want to waste your time, just a whole bunch of things you don't want, and you're very defensive. And what is that thing that kind of pushed it over there, so it's no longer a con, it's no longer being a fool, it's no longer wasting your time. It just clicks. It's like, yeah, this is it, this is what they said here, this is it, they said this, and I thought about it, and I was like, that's it. And I practiced it, and it works out well. That's kind of curious. I'm curious as to Swami Sarvarpiyananda, Swami Tadamananda said Guru said he already said his in the Inner Engineering book, when he was meditating on the tree. He just I can't quite remember, but something just clicked in him, and he discovered eternal bliss. He was going to solve the world's problem in 3 years, he said in that book. And he sometimes says it in his speech that it is one of his greatest failures. But obviously, we want to do great things in the world, and he had really, really high goals to try to enlighten everyone in 3 years. Really, really high. But anyway, it's just these turning points is very interesting. And I don't know, I still don't quite know for RamDas, but I guess maybe I could look it up a little bit, and especially if I can get maybe Swami Sarvarpiyananda's actually. Ooh, that's another question I can at least ask Swami Tadamananda, because he actually accepts questions, and I don't know, Swami does too. Swami Sarvarpiyananda does as well. I'm wondering if he has one that asks him, like, what was it something that you just wanted to do as you were growing up? Or did something change? You either realize that world is suffering and you need to get out of this suffering. Anyways, that's my reaction to RamDas talks about his first meeting with Maharaji. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.